going on, nerds? Welcome back to Whiteboard Wednesday. It is Monday, and I feel like I've been hungover since Saturday. That's because I was hungover Sunday. So, we got some attitude in this video, a little bit of ornery feelings. We're just gonna have a blast, though. We're gonna have some fun. We are back here for part 2 of what your favorite MLB The Show card says about you. The twist this time, it's MLB The Show 23 edition. If you didn't catch the first video in this series, first of all, what the heck is wrong with you? Second of all, it's where we just talk about your favorite cards, and then we'd say a couple of things that kind of define you as a human being, using your favorite card entirely to come up with these ideas. This will be a recurring Whiteboard Wednesday segment, so if you'd like me to review your favorite card and tell you all about you based on that card, please leave that card in the description down below, or in the comments. You can't put anything in the description, only I can. What is wrong with you? But seriously, put them in the comments. I'll answer, maybe. Like the video. I'll certainly read the comment, by the way. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We are on the path to partnership. You guys have been killing it. Let's keep killing it, and let's go judge you based on your favorite cards. Not a soul knows how to spell this individual's name. For the sake of this video, we're going to call him Eddie Jules. 95 overall Eddie Jules. Plays second base for Team Canada. Nice little swing. I won't lie to you. I kind of like this card just a little bit. But what does this card say about you? I don't know. Let's find out. Canada, my home and native land. That's a Canadian flag. That looks pretty damn good. Look at that leaf. If you are a large fan of Eddie Jules, it is a very high possibility you know every word to the national anthem of Canada. I don't know a single of the words. Actually, that's not true. I know that they say, "Oh, Canada," a bunch. It also probably means you get your coffee and donuts and snacks and stuff from Tim Hortons. I've never been to a Tim Hortons, as I don't live up north. I live in the United States of America. Tim Hortons, so I've heard, is pretty darn good. Couldn't really tell you that for sure for the points I've just established. But I'm a Dunkin' guy. I don't really drink coffee. So maybe Tim Hortons coffee is better. I enjoy a nice blueberry muffin donut. And if you go to Dunkin' and you know what I'm talking about, shout out Dunkin'. There's a decent possibility if you play this game and you maybe got lucky and pulled a chase pack, you might have gotten 99 closing pitcher Shohei Ohtani of the World Baseball Classic variety. But if that's your favorite card, what does it mean? It's become something of a meme at this point if you're on the internet, specifically MLB Twitter. But Shohei Ohtani, at least according to Ben Verlander, the brother of Justin Verlander, who's also an accomplished podcaster, studio host for baseball content, he thinks Shohei Ohtani is the greatest human being to walk this earth, let alone baseball player. Human being. And while we might make fun of Ben on occasion, and I'm sure sometimes he's pretty okay with it, but Ben is doing the Lord's work by promoting baseball's biggest stars, because baseball won't promote them itself. So, hey, yeah, we make fun of it. Let's give Ben a pass. But there's a very good chance, in all honesty, that 99 Shohei is probably his favorite card. There's also a better than zero chance you thought Shohei Ohtani's at-bat where he struck out Mike Trout to end the World Baseball Classic was the best baseball moment of all time. Can you believe it? That's actually a conversation on the internet right now. It was an electric moment. It was enjoyable to watch. I am upset the U.S. lost for obvious reasons. But best baseball moment of all time. It might not even be the best moment in World Baseball Classic history. Yeah, it was pivotal. It was huge. It was one of the game's best players in Mike Trout versus the best two-way player of all time. Sure, I'll give you guys that. However, I don't know. I think there might have been like Adam Jones robbing Manny Machado's home run. That was pretty neat. Yeah, I guess with the stakes, maybe this was better. Maybe I'm talking out of my butthole. But when we talk about the grand scheme of baseball history, this is like maybe a top 5 moment at best. I'd argue safely top 10. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you reasonable people think? Where does this belong in baseball lore? Does it even track, or is it just another at-bat? The new 99 Chipper Jones for MLB The Show 23 might be literally one of the scariest hitting cards ever created. I know his hitting attributes aren't all max like the new 99 Babe Ruth, but when you couple his swing with his switch hitting ability, with the fact that he can run at least a little bit, with the fact that he's not a fat sack of shit in the outfield, because he plays third base, but he's also a better fielder anyway, this card is just, it's illegal. If this card is your favorite card in MLB The Show 23, it means you're Scrooge McDuck. Does anyone know what that means? If you're young, you probably don't. Scrooge McDuck used to swim in money. So if you have this card already, you have certainly dropped hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands, on the game for stubs. And listen, we don't pass judgments here. If you want to spend money on the game, go ahead. I don't care. It's your money. Use it when you need it. That's a commercial. I'm not going to name the brand because they don't sponsor me. But you definitely spend money on the game to get to Chipper Jones because it is literally, probably, most likely, impossible to get it on your own this quickly. The other alternative is that you've no-lifed this game more than I have. I'm recording this on Monday evening, and I checked before I started recording on the old PlayStation. I have played 68 hours already of MLB The Show 23. Kind of a little disappointed I didn't sink one more hour into it, so it could be nice. But I spent 68 hours playing this godforsaken game already, and I am not even remotely close to Chipper. So, I mean, you probably haven't slept in at least 10 days if you have Chipper Jones already. Your favorite player might be Harry Ford, which sounds like a created player name, generated by the AI of MLB The Show, because it is probably literally the two most generic names humanly possible, smushed together. Hello, governor, would you like a spot of tea? That's going to offend a lot of people from England, because just delete that from the internet. But if you're a tea and crumpets connoisseur, you probably like our boy Harry Ford. Listen, I'm going to be completely transparent here. I don't enjoy tea and crumpets. I do like a nice green tea from time to time, or a little sleepy time tea if I can't fall asleep. But Harry Ford might be the best catcher in the game right now. I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with that. You can't always just go by the big old number in the top right corner. Just because he's a 95 and there are other higher rated cards available, this little fella, because he's a diminutive little guy, he's got a nice little swing, he turns on everything, he's not going to hurt you behind the plate, plus catcher defense doesn't matter. I'm a big fan of Harry Ford, I'm not going to lie. The other likelihood in this instance is that for some reason you thought Great Britain's World Baseball Classic uniforms were cool. Hell, the T on the uniforms couldn't even hang on. That's how poorly produced they were. And the font was like this big, and it was like Helvetica 7. Like just awful job by Great Britain. Have some creativity. God damn it, you bastards. This is the most fun I've had using a Christian Yelich card in a really long time. It just seems like the last few years when they finally released his juice card, it just doesn't, hold up with the other cards that are out in the game. That's kind of the beauty now of this, very strange content strategy in which they just blow their load all over the place immediately. We get cards like this day one, and let me tell you, I'm enjoying it. If you like Christian Yelich and he's your favorite card in this game, there's also a good chance you think his mom is hot. I'm not going to comment on this, as I have a fiance. But all I'll say is Google Christian Yelich's mom. Yelich's swing is one of the sweetest, smoothest in the game, especially from the left side. So if you're someone who just mashes with left-handed bats, you probably love Christian Yelich. So there's also a chance, going back to his mother, that lefty swings and his mom make you feel things in regions that I won't describe. Roki Sasaki is one of the cool new cards we got from the World Baseball Classic. He's kind of difficult to get because you got to have some pack luck. He's a 99. He's disgusting. He has double outlier and a whole bunch of nasty pitches. He's not fun to face. If Roki Sasaki is your favorite card in this game, there's a good chance you just abuse the meta. You're throwing sinkers constantly up and in on the fists. You're throwing stuff down and a low and away to lefties. You're just a nuisance. Are you doing anything wrong? No. Are you annoying? A little bit. I'd imagine it's a matter of when, not if, Sasaki signs with a major league team. I believe he's 21 years old. I did no research, but that's what I remember listening in the World Baseball Classic. You probably think your team is going to sign him, no matter who you're a fan of. Are you a Pirates fan? You probably think Roki's going to sign with your team. Are you a Mets fan? You probably think the same, though that one's not as outlandish. All I'm saying is that if this guy is your favorite pitcher in the game, you're just imagining all these fairy tales of him pitching your team to the playoffs or throwing a no-hit. It's not happening. He's signing with one team, and the chances of him signing with yours are very small. Whenever you're betting one team or the field, always take the field. Ketel Marte and his bailout swinger back. Let me tell you what I think of him. If 99 Ketel Marte is your favorite card in this game, you have abandonment issues. Listen, I was the first to say a few videos ago that 93 Ketel Marte is one of my favorite MLB cards of all time. I own it. I'm fine with it. But time has passed. I'm a new person. It's a new game cycle. I am moving on from the demons, or the goons, of my past and finding new homies to hang out with, like Eddie Jules. So if you went straight from 93 Ketel right on to 99 Ketel, you certainly have abandonment issues. Daddy issues, mommy issues, grandmommy issues. I don't know, only you know the demons of your past. You might be an incredible player if you use 99 Ketel Marte or any version of Ketel Marte, really. But there's a good chance you get bailed a lot. Kind of like how in part 1 of this series we talked about how Trey Turner is the most bailed MLB card of all time. Ketel might be number 2. Hell, they might be 1A and 1B. Because this man will get more early bloopy poopy change hits over, like, it's just ridiculous how hard it is to get this card out. Alright, YouTube, we have a vent alert incoming. This one entirely is because I have a bone to pick with a human being. I played some sort of subhuman in the event that only slid step every single pitch, regardless of whether or not the situation called for it, and Rob Nen was one of the pitchers he used. Now, I ended up winning. It was a fluky, stupid game. It made me all sorts of upset, and I've generally been enjoying my MLB The Show 23 experience, outside of pinpoint pitching. However, this made me really angry. And in closing, if 99 Rob Nen is your favorite card, I hate you. Mark McGwire's a cool new legend to have in the game. I have completed the American League collection, so I'm using 99 Mark McGwire. Having very little success putting the ball over the fence with him, ironically. Getting a ton of hits. Nothing in the air. Couldn't tell you why. But this portion of the video here is specifically about the gold 84 overall Mark McGwire, and you'll see why in a second. If 84 Mark McGwire is your favorite card in the game, there's a very good chance you're a BR goon. And YouTube, let me tell you something. I happen to also be a BR goon, as I already went flawless. Thank you! But this man's got power out the yin-yang, basically no contact. It's almost like he swings with his eyes closed, kind of like current-day Giancarlo Stanton. Vision probably actually has some real utility this year, as far as attributes and what they mean. But if this card's your favorite, let's be honest, you don't care about vision. It's meaningless to you still to this day, because it's this big, coupled with this big a contact. If you're putting the PCI on the ball, you're hitting it a long way, but it's not as easy to do with this card as it is with others. There is at least one human being currently residing on the planet we call Earth who thinks 99 Greg Vaughn is the best card in the game. To that I say, I disagree, but let's go ahead, let's judge you right now. If Greg Vaughn is your favorite card in the game, that means you remember who Greg Vaughn is. And I grew up with late 90s, early 2000s baseball. I know he was a big-time power hitter on the Padres. I couldn't tell you what years he played. I couldn't tell you if his teams had success. They very well might have, but I don't know a single actual fact about this man named Greg Vaughn. Maybe that makes me stupid, but I bet a lot of you are in the same boat as me, and don't lie. And the second thing it tells me about you, if you love Greg Vaughn, is just to reiterate point 1. You actually know who he is. Again, very unlikely. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this week's Whiteboard Wednesday. I'm going to go now so I can record tomorrow's video, which is how to pitch with Satchel Paige. Make sure you look out for that. Like, subscribe, comment, the whole 99. But before we go, very important, subscribe right now to this channel. Right now. Otherwise, you will be doomed by the pitcher wall for all of MLB The Show 23.